Welcome back, you crazy mother truckers, for another episode of What in the Hell is he doing in the garage today? Today, we have a laundry list of things to do as usual, but this video is installing limit straps. All right, so today is no promotion whatsoever. These were actually given to me by a buddy. So these are what we're gonna be installing. I jacked Killdozer up. We measured bolt to bolt. We got 21 inches. That's max travel you want on your shocks. These are 21-inch limit straps. I'm thinking possibly I may have to replace these bolts because I think the bolts on the buggy are a lot thicker than this. We will find out. But first, I like to empty my pockets because bending over and everything, shit gets in your way. Pocket knife, phone, and let's get the Hellcat out of there. All right, let's get started. First things first, we want to jack the side-by-side up. So I'm gonna be doing an axle in between doing this also, because as you can see, there's no axle there. So things might look a little different for me, but no matter what, we're jacking it up. Get it centered a little bit better. We need the wheels off the ground. Okay, good enough. All right, first things first, gotta take your wheels off. Four lug nuts. Take your wheel off. Oh. So first things first, we need to take off the shock. On the Commander, this is 18 millimeter. It's going to be different on your machine. They will take a little bit of force to get off, and you probably have to tap this out because there is a lot of pressure on that shock. Maybe a good idea to put a shock compressor on this. I don't, because it doesn't seem to help me whenever I do that. Now later on we might do that to get the holes to line up again, because mine are tougher. Because I have a 2-inch lift, which you guys can't see up there. These shocks are kind of stretched to their limit. Now obviously that's also going to be different on different machines. If you want to put a shock compressor on it, might be a good idea. Now another good thing, or another good idea that I forgot to tell you guys, is to hit everything with PB Blaster. That makes everything so much easier to get out, because it's got so much crud and rust and corrosion and everything on it. That actually helps out. So let's go ahead and get this bottom one out. And then put a little pressure on it. There we go. One out, one more to go. Okay, so apparently I was mistaken. This one is a, 17 millimeter on the back side, 18 on the front. A little bit tighter of a spot here. They don't leave you a lot of room up here. All right, we'll be at this one for a minute. You never realize how much you appreciate power tools until you're in a spot like this. Until you're in a spot like this that you can't use. So we're gonna finish getting this out. I can't quite get a good view for you guys, so let me finish getting this out and we'll get back to it. So as you can see, we got the shock out. Now the next part is putting it back on and using the bolts and the spacers from the limit straps. As I stated, I may need to have to get different bolts for those. I'm not sure if they match exactly to mine. Now, as I always say to you guys, I am not a mechanic. My garage is small. I have a small amount of tools. So if I can do this, you can do it. With that being said, when it comes to putting these shocks back in, I have one hell of a time, because I believe with the way I've set this rig up, they are pushed to their limits. So it's hard to get both holes to line up. First one goes in easy. Second one's always a pain in the ass. So I always put the top in first and then this last, because there's more area to work. So as you can see, we got the top limit strap on. Now we're messing around with this stupid ass bottom bolt, trying to get it to go through. We had to ad lib a little bit, use some washers instead of the bushings because the bolts were chintzy as hell, so I didn't want to use them. So me and the wife are now trying to wrestle this bad girl into place and getting the bolt all the way through. I don't know why she's standing over there instead of...
Because I'm watching your...
Oh! This. Pay a professional. God, that's good. So close. Yet so fucking far away. Okay, so we've resorted to compression on the shock, bottle jack underneath to push this up to get it where this can go in. Now we got to figure out how to push this up so that way we can get the bolt through. As I stated to you guys before, I always have an absolute problem with getting these shocks back in. I think a lot of it has to do with it's a conventional coilover shock. It's not gas or anything, so it's hard to compress it. Also, the 2-inch lift, high clearance A-arms, all that stuff probably adds to the misery of trying to do this. We'll get her one way or the other. We're going to compress these shocks a little bit more. Those are pretty compressed. I don't know if it helped any at all as far as getting that where it needs to go. We shall pry and see how it goes. So see, the big problem is you need to go up, but it also need to go in. And because the angle it's at, I got to do both at the same time. And that is where I'm getting caught up and it ain't working. See, that's what I need right there. But now I also need to go in like that. The problem is, oh shoot. Rue, get some help from the toddler. Rooney, come here real quick. When I tell you to push on this bolt, okay? Okay. Push that way. Okay. Are you ready? Okay, push. Keep pushing. It's right there. Push. All right, get the rubber mallet and hit it. No, the rubber mallet, not your hand. This is a rubber mallet. Where's it at? What'd your mommy do with it?
She probably took it left side. Okay,
here. Take this and hit on that when I tell you to, okay?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, hit. Oh, shoot. Good?
That was almost dead.
Okay, go ahead. Let me see. There we go. We got it. I don't know how well these are going to work. Because they're totally... See how they're pressed up against that? It's not supposed to be like that. But we couldn't get bolts long enough that fit through everything. So we're going to try it. Alright, so we got the other side completed. Now we're working on this side. I went ahead and compressed the shock right off the get-go because it helped tremendously last time. So compress the shock, then we got to disconnect the shock. Alright, bottom side out. Everything on this side is going to be done exactly the same as the last side. The only difference I did on this side was I compressed the spring right out of the gate. It seemed to help a lot more getting my bottom bolt in, so there's no reason not to do it at the beginning on this side. Same simple process. Take your bolt out of your shock, put your limit strap bracket on the bolt, put the bolt back in, tighten the nut, repeat on the bottom side. As I stated also earlier in the video, these limit straps came with a different bolt that was way thinner than the bolt that was on my machine. But they were also longer, and they had a spacer on them. The spacer was to keep the limit strap off of the spring, so that way it doesn't wear down quickly. Unfortunately, I went to the local hardware store. I found bolts that I thought would work. They didn't work. So in order to hasten up the process, I just used the old bolts with just the limit strap. These are cheaper limit straps. They were given to me by a buddy. I'm not super worried about the condition of them because eventually I'm going to buy good ones. And if I have to, I'll replace these and give them back to my buddy. Now, there are several different kinds of limit straps. There are these ones that go right on the bolt. And then there's limit straps that have a bracket that goes on the bolt to keep it from touching the spring. There's also limit straps that have a bracket that you can weld onto your machine to limit the suspension also. The reason I'm putting limit straps on is that we are hoping that not fully extending my shocks is going to help with my axle snapping problem. If you guys have any sort of questions or anything, feel free to comment or message me. Don't forget to follow the Off-Road Truckers Facebook and other social medias. If you have any questions, you can message me on those also. As usual, guys, I am not a mechanic. I have a small garage. I have a very small amount of tools, enough to get by. So if I can do this, you guys can also. I'm learning as I go, figuring these things out. I break something, I fix it, I replace it, usually upgrade. We didn't put the limit straps on exactly as they were supposed to be. We didn't put the bushings on them, and we didn't put the bolts that came with them on it. Now, those bolts were not proper bolts for my machine. They were way too thin. They would have snapped, guaranteed, under the littlest bit of duress. Those are not my forever straps. We will be putting on better ones at some point in time. We took her for a test ride. Everything's set good. Everything's riding fine. Four-wheel drive's working again because we did replace an axle. You didn't see that. Thanks again, Corey, for hooking me up with those straps. Hopefully they will prevent more axle breakage. As usual, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate the love and support. Stay tuned. Another company sent us something that I'm actually super stoked for. It's a company we've worked for before. Stay tuned next week for that video. And as always, check Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, everything. We're on there. We post our rides. That's it. We'll see you guys on the next one. This is Off-Road Truckers. Deuces.